Today, everybody calls themselves a trader. I'm a trader. You know why? Because he's got $50 in his pocket. Open at this price, close at this price. No emotion whatsoever. You can be the best trader in the world, but if you don't have the edge, you're never gonna make it. We're gonna hover over 3 technologies that we're building internally, and I think you're gonna find very interesting. Orbit, which is our first set of algorithms that will be deployed in the next few months. We don't trade manually, which is called discretionary. We trade algorithmically, okay? We don't believe in emotion that human beings can have, all right? And we have LCP, Lotus Capital platform. You will see this as a standalone service. What I'm saying is that we're building our internal solution where we can execute our trades because we have very strict risk management and we don't believe in traders and their emotions going outside or going rogue, right, or overriding our strategies. So, and we're gonna go through this. And Finrock is gonna be the first digital academy. It's not the YouTube coaches that you see on a daily basis. This is gonna be a technology that we're launching for local, international talent. Whether you're seasoned or you're newbies in the market, we can take you from not knowing what trading is, showing you how it's done, today's way, right? And perhaps we might give you an opportunity to work at Lotus Capital as a candidate. Cool, next step. We seek and gain here on a daily basis, right? But we need technology in order to do that. It's over. In this day and age, if you think you're alone can beat the market by going in with your intuition and your ideas, forget about it, okay? You need to go in with an edge. The edge is technology. But again, what technology? How can I use technology? Do I build technology? Do I buy technology? Do I rent technology? Do I hire technology, guys? Does that make sense? It's very complicated to navigate through technology if you don't understand technology. I want to give you my 2 cents about my journey in Fintech. In 2021, we had an idea. This is a beautiful story. This is what got me interested in the whole space. And I dropped a lot of industries to come. I was in real estate in the US, and we dropped everything to start doing just Fintech. I got excited about the industry. I don't know if you guys heard about Rova. Never heard about Rova? Okay, if you go online, rova.com, it's been created right here. And one of the people that basically invited me was working for me at that time as an intern. Let me tell you about this story. And this is the story that got me into this whole realm. We had an idea. I was in Luxembourg at dinner with a guy, a friend of mine, he's a partner. And we were talking about banking problems. And it was like, man, we cannot transfer money back and forth. It was large sums. I was like, what can we do? He's like, let's build a bank. I was like, what do you mean build a bank? How? Where? When? With who? You got money for that? Well, it costs millions of dollars to build a bank. And I was like, okay, let's do it, just for us, not as a business. We started looking into it, and guess what? We found out that neobanks, guys, Revolut, Wise, no? Nobody knows Wise, Revolut? All right, so Revolut and Wise, everybody knows who they are. They're neobanks, they're digital banks. We launched an idea. Out of this idea, we raised $2 million, seed money, capital, risk capital from investors with an idea. And you know where we built it? Right here in Casablanca. So that tells you that Moroccans can build big stuff out of here in Morocco. So for me, I would give a big round of applause to this. All right. So how can we apply Fintech in trading? Because we're here for trading, right? How can we apply it in trading? You know, it was out of reach for a lot of investors. You know, trading was not for mainstream. It was not for us. Trading back in the 80s and 90s was for rich people. If you didn't have $100,000, never you would go into trading. Today, everybody calls themselves a trader. I'm a trader. You know why? Because he's got $50 in his pocket, and he puts it in the brokers, and he thinks he can trade. Yeah, right. We have a lot of people contacting us on a daily basis. You got to go check the denied column. We have about 150 a day. Because a lot of people don't know what trading is all about. It's easy to buy and sell, but it's easy to lose all your money and blow up your accounts. eToro was very smart. They made billions of dollars. They went IPO. They brought liquidity to market. $5, $10, $15, $15, $50, $20, $5, $10, $15, $15, $20, $30. All of that is money. Does it make sense? Market needs liquidity. The more people it brings to the market, the more the market is liquid, the more the market is efficient, the more it's volatile. Does that make sense? Right? All right, so eToro is a good example for Fintech applied in trading. So Fintech is here to stay, and it's going to exceed 1.5 trillion. Guys, whether we like it or not, it's going to come. Just find a way. Either work for something that's going to use Fintech or launch your own business using Fintech. You need Fintech in whatever you do. It's speed, right? Because traders before, in the 80s or 90s, people were screaming on the floor in New York like this, like, yeah, $99, $89, bid and ask, right? Now, out of your phone, that's Fintech. You can click a button, being on a beach, and you can trade. People think it's that easy, but it came a long way, right? That's why Fintech applied to trading is huge. But we take it up a notch. We're going to go a little bit more complex. You think that's easy? It's not. Our team prepared an extensive sheet, and we don't want to go too technical. I am somebody who speaks about KISS. Keep it stupid simple. All my words will be very simple. And at the end of the day, you're going to end up knowing something here that you wouldn't know on over 10,000 videos on YouTube, because they're trying to sell you so many things. I will tell you what it takes literally, and it's hard, very hard, and you need to study. It's like going to school. I'm very excited, by the way, that the academics are getting interested about trading as a potential career path for people. Because before, it was like a hobby, right? You study geography, you study finance, they study trading. How can I buy and sell? Sok. That you should sok and you buy and sell. You buy something for $1, you sell it for $1.20. Does it make sense? How much money did you make? 20 cents. That's 20%. 20%. You know how much the bank gives you on a deposit? 2%. That's 20% on one trade. You keep doing it over and over and over. That's the compound effect, guys. All right, so let's go about algorithmic trading and fundamentals. Guys, you know, people talk about algorithms. What are algorithms? Quantitative traders, guys that build algorithms, just some smart guys that talk to the machine in a certain language. They code and tell the machine, please, automate this task this way. That's it. Predetermined criteria. Open at this price, close at this price. No emotion whatsoever. You know what the problem here in trading today is? Humans. Actually, humans try to make money, but they're the actual problem in trading. Humans cannot execute trades anymore. Either you're a gambler, either you have FOMO. Does that make sense? The fear of missing out. Oh my God. And you know what? Markets know that. Big players know that. Big hedge funds know that. And they manipulate the market and take everybody's money. All right? So machine learning, AI, you need machine learning. You know why? Data is millions of transactions per day that are collected from exchanges that we collect. It costs us a lot of money. Okay? We need to clean it, process it. You think a human can do that? No. Humans cannot do that. And AI doesn't rest. AI doesn't take no increase in salary, doesn't ask you for a break, doesn't go on the weekend. It can work 24/7 for you guys. All right, so AI is here to stay, and you need it. If you want to learn trading, you need to learn AI and how to run models. You don't have to do it, but you just have to understand it and see who you can surround yourself with to make that happen. All right, so data. This is the lifeblood of our business. Literally, people think data is easy. They go on Yahoo Finance. Whoever bought data here? I don't know. You ever bought data? No, never? Okay. For example, you go to Yahoo Finance, they have data, right? Every transaction that happens around the world, it's timestamped. It goes into a document, right? And this document basically becomes millions of transactions. These millions of transactions, you need a system to process that and give you exactly where the market is going. So when you trade on your dashboard, what you're seeing is the ice, the tip of the iceberg. You don't see what's beneath it. You don't see where the market is really going. Does that make sense? You're talking indicators. I know, like Hatim showed me the Bloomberg. It's very nice. But I asked him, how do you guys trade? It's indicator-based, right? There's fundamentals and indicator-based. This is a craft. This is a career, guys. Some people stay all day long in front of the screens watching. But guess what? Someone is out there trying to take your money. They're watching what you're watching. Does that make sense? So they're playing with you and manipulating. So if you don't have data, you don't know what's going on really. So literally, if you want to make it in trading and become a real trader, whatever for yourself. You don't have to work for no company. Retail, professional, you need data. So there's three types of trading. There's high frequency, there's medium, and there's low. We're medium. That means we trade during the day. I can trade a buy at 8 a.m., I close at 8:30, I made my money, I can stop for the day. Depends on my risk appetite and how much money I want to be making. Does that make sense? Data is a timestamp. So let's talk about a line, Excel sheet. It will have few columns. S&P size, how many people purchase the asset around the world, because remember, everybody's connected to the same exchange. Does that make sense? A guy in New York, a guy in Istanbul, and not a guy in Casablanca. It will give you the size of the people at that very moment. And it can have millions. So data is collected in that format. But even if you have it in front of you, for the naked eye, you can never analyze that kind of data. And you know what? You have to take a decision at the split second. Does that make sense? So it's so quick. It's over for human beings. So data is just a database of trades that happen over a second or less than a second. Sometimes you can have 1,000 trades in 1 second, but they're all going to show as a tick data, right? Or raw data. So what we do here internally with our quants, quantitative analysts, is we collect the data, we buy it, very costly. So you have to understand, where do I buy the data? Who's supplying me? Where did the data come from? Is it real? Is it not real? If it's free, why wouldn't everyone go for free data? Does that make sense? So you buy your data, you collect it. So again, I don't want to get too technical, but data is your best friend. It is literally the oxygen of your trading. Data tells you where the market is going. You understand, you know the big hands, right? You hear about the whales and the big hands? Very simple. Before I go in there, let me tell you about Amazon. Amazon started selling products online, but they're also in real estate. People are going to ask me a question, well, what do you mean real estate? Well, you know what? They have something called FBA. Again, we're not here to talk e-commerce, but I'm going to give you a good example of big data and how Amazon is staying at the top of the game. You will understand. You can use big data in your own little startup and you will make money. Trust me. Facebook is a big data company. Instagram is a big data company. WhatsApp is a big data company. No matter what they sell, you need big data. All right? So let me explain something. Amazon, on a daily, on a second by second, people go on their website. Does that make sense? They click, they buy, they don't buy, they have behavior. They see, oh, people they like this item. We should sell more of it. People click on it. That's data. So it goes on a column, right? Second column, if people purchase. So there's two ways Amazon started making money. They tell you, Mr. Owner of bikes, you want to sell your bike on my Amazon? Yes, okay. You should buy your bike, send it to my warehouse. I'm going to bill you on a monthly because you're going to warehouse it. Does that make sense? I have to bill you. Real estate. Does that make sense? So it's real estate. So first, they make money on space. Second, they make a commission when it's sold. Does that make sense? Guys who understand this become millionaires. They don't do nothing. They use the power of Amazon and they make money staying home. So let me go back to the point here, the big data. So this changes the customer behavior. You know what they do at the end of the day? They say, oh my God, we have 100, let's say we have 100 items, which they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions. They say only 50% are clicked. 50% nobody care about. What do you think Amazon would do here? How do they optimize? They clear the other 50%. Does it make sense? Because if nobody's buying, they're missing money, right? They're not making the commission. So they want items that are selling. So big data guys here for us, here's how it's applied. It tells me where is the liquidity. It's like a surfer. When do you surf? High tide, low tide. Does that make sense, guys? You don't go to the beach when there's no waves. What, you want to surf on rocks? Okay, so big data guys, again, I want to go back to it that we only trade at certain times. A good trader never trades all day long. He trades 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. He knows the US Open, there's a huge push. We go with it, we make. We're not investors, we're traders. We trade, boom, 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 boom. I don't care how long you stay, but if boom, 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 you make your money, you're out. You're a gambler, you lose your money. Which means we need liquidity. We find the liquidity, and quants, let me go back to quants and data, they can find these fine little things that we don't see with the naked eye. And we see that the liquidity or inefficiency in the market, or there's a breakout or a momentum, this is where our algorithm gets deployed and goes for the money. Does that make sense? So the idea here is without the data, you cannot do algorithmic. But what you need to understand is you can be the best trader in the world, but if you don't have the edge, you're never going to make it. The edge here today is understand technology and use technology in your trading. You can be a good coder. Who here codes? Who here codes? Nobody codes? Python, Java? You code? Yeah. Okay, nice. So you can code your own strategies. You can tell the machine to do whatever you want it to do.
Yeah, of course. We can use some models, some machine learning models, but also some stochastic models to build strategies and to build trading strategies. So I think this is the two things that we can use to build strategies. And whatever the language with Python or Java or C++ or
So basically, what question? So the idea is to you could automate your trading. You could be, okay, I'm going to talk about this at the end. If you don't have an edge, your trading is down the drain. I'm telling you right now. You can learn you can go to any coaching today. If you don't have this edge of at least coding, understanding how it works in terms of technology, trust me, if you have that edge, you're going to up your game. And you can work for yourself. You don't have to work for a company, and you will make money, okay, by doing so. Because you will see what the naked eyes doesn't see. So for my part, I'll be back in a bit, but let me introduce to you someone who I think is going to do great in the industry. I am proud to have found her myself because she has a talent for this. And she's the person who heads all the recruiting, trading, guidelines, processes, training on a risk management worldwide. She trains traders in New York. We have traders right now that work remotely with us. We have traders in Lisbon. We have traders in Singapore right now that work remotely, that we're testing. All right? So please help me welcome Chaimae Hboussi. She's head trading desk. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we're not only here to teach you guys, but also to give you some insights on our everyday work life in this field. And moreover, we're also on the lookout for potential candidates that can join our team when feeling well prepared, okay? So maybe let's dive into something much more interesting, and let's go to financial assets. They're the heart of our markets that we trade every day. So can you guys, do you have an idea about financial instruments? So let me give you an example. You have bonds, okay? Bonds are basically debt securities, and they're, for example, an investor chooses to lend money to either a corporation or the government, for example, in exchange for some sort of an interest payments or whatever. You have equities. Have you ever heard about stocks? Who knows about stocks? Okay, yeah. Tell me what stocks are. Go ahead.
So it's basically some share of the company.
Exactly.
So buy and sell percentages of the
Correct. So he says percentages, and basically when you buy a stock, you buy a part of this business. You own a share of this business. On the other hand, you have commodities. Commodities are basically tradable physical goods. You can trade gold, you can trade oil, you can even trade agricultural products such as wheat, and these are all tradable assets. And also you can trade Forex. So I've heard you talking about Forex. And what Forex is, so what you gotta know is Forex is actually the biggest traded market today globally. And it's where currencies trade against each other. I'm gonna give you an example. Like you have the euro versus the US dollar. You can have the British pound versus the GPY. And these are what compose the Forex market. So yeah, let's move on to cryptocurrencies. Do you know about crypto? Yeah, who heard about crypto? So, as he said, these are digital assets. They can be also, digital currencies, tokens, and basically they're secured by cryptography, such as Bitcoin. I think you heard about Bitcoin many times before, and also, no? No one heard about Bitcoin?
No, I never heard.
Oh, come on. There is also Ethereum that you probably heard about. But basically, to conclude all of this, these are the main instruments that you gotta know of. And I encourage your creative minds and your curious minds to be more active. Know that trading is today accessible to everyone, not only experts, okay? And I'm gonna welcome our CEO again to the stage. He's gonna talk about this, something which is very important, and it's quantitative finance, and this is something that we deal with every day. So there you go.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Quant. Okay, how can we use quant? I am not a quant myself. We hire quants, okay? I'm the business owner, I'm the business manager, but I'm not the tech guy, okay? I know how to find talent because talent has to show me how he can make me money, all right? So this talent basically work. Quantitative finance are people who know how to price models. What is price in a model? If something is worth 15, why would I buy it at 16? Why would I buy it at 20, right? So they help us with their models and their math. So these guys are science and math wizards, basically, that help us price assets. Also, portfolio optimization. Let me ask you a question. You heard about the expression, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So today we have something called correlation, right, in trading. Gold, let me take the easiest correlation, gold and dollar. Okay, when the economy is bad, people don't trust the economy anymore. They put their money in a shelter. Shelter is gold. So for us, sometimes hundreds of assets. You cannot look at 2 assets only. It's hundreds of assets. So technology and quant are math guys and science guys. And after this, I'll show you the company that made big money for 30 years using these models. Okay, we aspire to be as these companies that are in the US. You have to understand, these people help us understand how to put our money into gold, how to put money into other assets. And not, for example, if gold is up, dollar is down. You don't want to be buying gold and dollar at the same time. So this literally is a fundamental way of looking at things, but quants basically help us do so. Who knows Renaissance Technologies? These guys have been the most consistent hedge funds for the last, remember, they've been making around 66% per year before fees for the last 30 years. You know what that means? That means for every $100 you put in their fund, you're making them $66. For people that are in finance, they understand the kind of return. When I talk about a bank that gives you 2% per year, vous bloquez votre argent dans un carnet, that's what they give you. Basically, these guys, with their ideas, with the fact that they use algorithmic trading, with the fact they use quantitative and AI, they've been able. So Lotus Capital aspires to be in that path. So what we want to do is attract that kind of talent that's going to come in, obviously, and build those models for us. See, these models are being refined and they're very secretive. Nobody talks about them. It's like the Coca-Cola recipe. All right, so I want to talk about something here, risk management. Everything around, so I want to talk Hboussi here because I want to talk to you, Chaimae. Basically, you deal with risk management on a daily basis. Can you tell us a little bit about risk management and how you manage your traders? I think you have, 14 traders right now?
Yeah.
So she has 14.
On-site and internationally. So.
On-site internationally. All right, so you got 14 traders. Before going into Hbous's space, I talked to you about 3 innovative tech that we're working on. I want to go a little bit in deep, and I want to give the floor back to Hboussi. We're working on LCP, which is Lotus Capital Platform. Like I said, it's going to be our own solution on which we execute. Our algos can be purchased, sold, and used internally as well. And to finish, it's FinaRock, which is Financial Rock, basically, is the academy we're going to be coming up with in the next few months. We're very excited about 2024. We've been working very hard to deploy that. So let's go back to risk management with Hboussi. So her name is Chaimae, so I call her by Hboussi, sometimes Chaimae. So Chaimae, please talk to us a little bit about your view of risk management, because everybody has a way of how to risk.
So as you said before, you cannot be putting all your eggs into one basket. It's like you're betting on one single asset, and if it goes south, basically your account is in potential risk. So we can first think about diversification. We can also have think about stop loss, which is a feature that cuts your losses automatically when you're into a trade, and that prevents it from going way rather than it already is. And also, before investing, what I would recommend is that you have enough information about your assets and the news that are actually happening around that asset and how it can influence its price. So there's one more thing that I really like to emphasize on, and that's basically the leverage. So one more thing that I really want to emphasize on is your size, your position size. So when you use a size, you gotta use a size that can be good for your balance overall, and it's calculated over that. And that is just to cut off emotions from your trade if it ever doesn't go your way. And there's something that I really like to tell to my traders. So I always tell them, plan the trade and trade the plan. So you do not go into a trade without having and gathering enough information about your assets, as I said. And once you do get into your position, you should not get into mistakes like FOMO, so the fear of missing out, or revenge trading, and this is something that amateur traders tend to do a lot. So this is how I view risk management. And in my everyday work life as the head trading desk at Lotus, there's this balance between mentoring my traders and monitoring. So what you heard now about risk management is something that blends seamlessly into what I do. I work, whether I work with my traders on site or internationally, what I'm trying to do is to replicate our risk model that we have worked on here in Casablanca. And also, my main focus is on our capital. I need to prevent our capital from going the wrong way and preserve it from rogue trading. And this is why what I ensure is that our traders are trading according to our guidelines and our risk management rules, okay? So there's another aspect, and it's more quantitative in risk management. This is something that our CEO will explain to you as he's a big data guy. So let's move on to how to spot market trends. And when we say market trends, there's three market trends that you gotta be aware of. So we have a bullish market, a bearish market, and a ranging market. Is there anyone who knows what those three are? Bullish, bearish, and ranging. I think you probably already do. So when you hear a bullish market, that means that we're in an uptrend. So meaning that the economy is doing good, or for example, if you're watching the financial health of this asset, it means that it's increasing. And when we say bearish, it's the contrary, okay? So that means we're in a downtrend. When we say ranging, that means that the price is ranging within this price range and it's not going anywhere. So when you see the chart, you can't really identify if it's going up or if it's going down, okay? And there are a few ways to understand and to spot these trends. So something that I'm a very big advocate of is technical analysis. I'm a trader myself and I'm a chartist, so I like to trade with charts and I like to see the visual chart that I have in front of me, work with candlestick patterns, work with chart patterns. I don't know if you're familiar with these, but basically once you pull up your charts, and you can also work with indicators, MACD, RSI, moving averages, volumes. Some like to work with volume profiles. There are a lot. And you should, once you start trading and you start working, and I would recommend you start on a demo. So you start backtesting your strategies, and this is how you know what works best for you. And something else I want to emphasize on is fundamental analysis. So there's the technical analysis and there's fundamentals. Fundamentals, it's more on a macro level. So when you're trying to understand a little bit more about what's happening in the background, what's happening in the economics, is there any big events or global events that would be impacting our assets directly or indirectly. And we can talk about geopolitical events. You can also spot trends using market cycles too. So thank you guys. Here we go. So I'm going to pass the mic to our CEO again.
All right, thank you very much. Before business and mindset, I want to wrap this up quickly. There's two things I would tell to anybody that wants trading. If you're here, you're curious about trading. Why would you be here, right? You're curious about trading, you heard about it. After COVID, it got mainstream. Everybody's sitting home. How do I make money? How do I sell things online? You can see people, right? The world is changing. We live in world 3.0. The world is changing. The world is changing. Jobs going to change. Technology is kicking in. If you're not aware, if you're not abreast, you're going to be behind. And guess what? We still got to make money. Whether you have a job or business, you got to get cracking and you got to get somewhere. All right? So for me, I'm just giving you the information the way it is, the way I see it. Okay? So guys, two things in trading. If you don't have an edge, you're not a trader. You cannot, for example, for me, coming to my office and saying I'm a trader, I'm like, great, I'm a trader too. So, trader with what? What is your edge? Are you a quant? Are you a coder? If you cannot code today your own strategy, you're behind. You gotta go learn Java, go learn C++, go learn MATLAB, go learn C#. I'm not a coder, but I understand one thing. You know the orchestra? You know the orchestra? You got the orchestrator. Does he play he doesn't play violin, right? He doesn't play the saxophone, right? He doesn't play the piano, but he can orchestrate. Does it make sense? I'm an orchestrator. But you have to understand, I gotta understand which instrument he's playing, what instrument you're playing, right? I gotta know each and every instrument in my choral, in my symphony, whatever you call these, right? In my team, right? I gotta understand each and every one of them, but I don't have to use them. So I'm an orchestrator. That's why I have to understand quant just enough. I have to understand trading just enough. I have to understand risk management just enough, right? So I can run my business. But let me tell you one thing. If you don't have an edge, you're not a trader. Trader, period, doesn't work. Trader with C++ capabilities, great. People would want you. Either banks would hire you. Hedge funds will hire you. Guys, you have to understand, I'm trying to build something here the US way. Lotus Capital is not some bank or institution. The first proprietary trading in Morocco for international markets. We're not trading Mazen or Le Sieur. You know what I mean? We're trading big markets with big money. And out of Casablanca. This is my pride today, is because we can do it out of here, out of my backyard. All right? And second thing is, you need to stay abreast of what's going on. If you think you're going to stay in your little bubbles, I'm not interested, you're going to stay behind. You're going to be behind everyone else. You got to get cracking at learning and reading and seeing what's out there, and you got to use it for your own benefit. That's your edge. All right? Everybody will tell you. Everybody tell you, oh, the life is beautiful. They coach you on life and everything, but guess what? You get cracking right now. Meanwhile, you're a student, and once you're out there in the, trying to look for a career, if you want to be in finance, you can be a trader. I'm telling you, by the time you're, I don't know, how many years you still got here at school? The last year? So you need to come see me. All right. So who's got 2 more years, for example? 3 years. Okay. First year, you're interested in trading?
I'm in trading.
You're in trading?
I want to choose trading as a career.
As a career. Who can offer you trading in Morocco?
No one.
In Morocco, it's hard. The only people that trade is banks. Banks don't do that. Banks, they offer, buy and selling very conservatively. They cannot speculate. Does that make sense? So maybe in 2 years from now, by the time you're out and looking for a job, we might have 3 trading floors. All right? So the idea is to have trading floors around the world. And it will be made in Morocco. You see, why do we wait for companies coming from the US to have a subsidiary in Morocco? Why do we have a Moroccan company having subsidiaries in the US and going the other way around? Break the mold. So you heard the quote saying, knowledge is power, right? Do you believe in that? I'm telling you one thing, applied knowledge. Applied science, right? You gotta apply. Applied knowledge is power. You know how many people read books? How many people watch videos? They get excited that second, but they never act. Action. A lot of people fail before they start. A lot of people fail before, you know what? What would people think of me? How are people looking at me? Am I good enough? What are my friends look at? What would people like what I do? Would people laugh at me if I'm a trader? It's a hobby. What people seeking approvals, you know what I mean? Or what I'm telling you is taking action without thinking. Throughout my life, I got knocked. I failed my way up. My mentor, I was 21, was a multi-millionaire, self-made at 24 years old. He told me one thing, you're gonna fail more than you succeed. And you're gonna build a thick skin. This means resilience. Resilience is what got me here. You know what? We lost $1 million. Let me tell you how we lost $1 million. I put my own money into trading without understanding because I didn't have the knowledge, nor the applied knowledge. I didn't even have the knowledge itself. I thought it was the casino. We went to a banker and said, you know what, you can make 5% per day return. I was like, what? 5% return per day? And we're business people. We never heard that. We thought it was a scam. He was a banker. We gave him $20,000. He made us more than 10% per day for 2 days straight. Third day, lost it all. I was like, you know what, let's give him another shot. We gave him $100,000, and we keep giving him money. And you know what, after 1 week, what he did, risk management was 0, over-leveraged. We saw on our accounts, he was trading minus $300,000-$400,000 in a day, and we couldn't do nothing because we didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing about trading. We acted as amateurs, and we thought it was a casino. This is a craft. This is a career. So you gotta study it the same way you study mathematics. it's just becoming mainstream. Guys, this thing has been around for 30 plus 4 years. You've seen the Wolf of Wall Street. You've seen all of these things. They get you excited, the American way and everything. I like that. It's giving you energy and a kick. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's still trading. You got to put a buy or sell into the market and try to make money. And market is out for your money. They're taking your money. That's the way big boys make money. So if you follow this, we try to give you a glimpse of the market. We're not trying to give you like details on each and every step of the way. I myself don't understand quant as much as my quant do. So I'm excited today because I have brought you just a little glimpse out of here, out of Casablanca. So you're saying why isn't everyone using algorithms in Morocco? Okay, well right now, you traded before? Okay, there's a lot of things out there that say you can use code. Okay, so let's say you know how to write in Chinese, right? If I say write me an essay, write me a letter in Chinese, can you do it? You speak Mandarin, you say yes. There's a lot of coders out there. The problem is not the algorithm itself, it's what's in the algorithm. Does it make sense? Because the algorithm doesn't understand the chart. The algorithm doesn't understand nothing. It has metrics and it will abide by your rules. So if you give him wrong information, does that make sense? So that's why I would be talking about data, crunching numbers, quant, math.
It's a lot. It's very expensive.
And it costs a lot. You know how much it costs to have data? You've heard of a company called ICE? Okay, well, you know it costs to have data on a monthly basis? It costs $5,000 to $6,000 per month. Do you know a lot of people that can pay $6,000 per month, 16,000 dirham, just to have data? He didn't make money yet. Just to see the transaction. Literally, it's just the data. You didn't even start. It's a high barrier entry, my friend. So building an algorithm is much more than just writing the algorithm. It's knowing what's in it and how to build it. That's why it's not for everyone. People think they have algorithms. They don't. There's a lot of people buying algorithms, bots. I don't know if you know MT5, right? MT4, MT5. Bought for $10. And they will sell it to you for $10. And they'll tell you it's going to make you 50% return per month. What? $10? There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of people think they have algorithms. That's not algorithm. It's coded, but I'm sorry, it's junk. There's nothing in it. So did I answer your question? Okay, great. Any other question? Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening to me.
This masterclass was actually one of the best masterclass that I have attended. It was one of the most interesting ones, the most interactive ones. We have learned more about trading.
Monsieur Simo Andaloussi nous a parlé des détails aussi de l'utilité de chaque composante de l'IT, aussi de la finance.
So I would really like to thank Lotus Capital for this opportunity, for this masterclass, and also it makes me really proud to see Moroccan entities doing these kind of activities.